Hi, this is Kelly from Crafty Kellys at www.craftykelly.co.uk. So I'm bringing you another Altenew stamping project. This will be a layering project 2, and I'm using the same stamp sets, so the Strength Bouquet. I have used the dies, and I'm also going to just bring in the mini set Hello, because I like the script of the Hello sentiment. So I'm doing something a little bit different today, so I'm going to share with you a technique which I've shared on Create and Craft before, and that I do with quite a lot of my stamps and die sets. So I have already pre-cut my blank images with my dies. So I've cut some of the flowers and I've cut some of the leaves, if I can pick them up. There we go. So I've cut out 2 of the large ones, 2 of the small ones, and I am using my Stampin' Up! Stamparatus. This is a really good positioning tool because, like no others, it has the hinge system. So I can pick my plates up, I can turn them around, so I have 4 areas where I can place my stamps. But equally, if I was doing a graduated stamp image, say some bunting, I could stamp it, take it out, reposition and stamp again. So it is a really, really good tool, and there's none out there on the market quite like it. So what I've done is I've made myself a mask out of, this is quite thick cardstock. This is, I think, a Hunky-Dory Adorable Scorable, so it's a really thick one, but it's in a colour that I haven't found that I'm using, so I tend to make my templates out of this. So I've popped my template into position, then I've layered, and I'll take one stamp off because it's quite easy to redo. Let's do the large one. So I would, if I was doing this for the first time, have some scrap paper and stamp onto it to make sure that I've got my stamp quite in the right place. But as you can see, I've just popped in where the border is and just line it up because it fits really nicely into those grooves. And actually most of these particular set do. Just then pick the stamp up as you would regularly. Now I've got this set up, so I only have to do 1 stamp for each colour, and I'm doing 2 at the same time. So it's a really kind of easy, quick way of doing it. So I'll show you quickly with the leaves, and then we will go through the layering together. So as you can see, the die cuts fit perfectly into those little slots. They're nestled in. I've stuck down with tape a mask to my foam pad, because this can take red rubber stamps as well. You have a mat to convert it to use for like photopolymer or clear stamps. So we're going to go for a green. Let me get the green out. I haven't got my greens out. Oh, I think I'm going to go for the just green. So I've got 2 packs of these really nice Altenew colours, just to kind of give me a taster of them, because as I've mentioned before, I do have the full collection of Stampin' Up! Colours, and I'm in no hurry to get rid of them because I love the inks, but I am definitely enjoying using the Altenew colours. So I'm just going to ink up as I ordinarily would do. All of my stamps have already been prepped because I've used them before. But if there is any bits that I need to re-ink, because it's in the positioning tool, it's going to make it really easy to do. So it's kind of a little bit bitty, which isn't the kind of thing that I want, because I want it a nice crisp image. So I'm just going to re-ink. They've not moved, that's not moved. I can go in and add another layer of ink and hopefully get rid of any of those speckles. And there we go. I think that is such a fab way of using your dies and your stamping tools, because I could just, if I was going away somewhere, I could pre-cut tons of things, take my positioning tool with me and just ink while I'm away, and then I wouldn't have to take my die cutting machine, any of those kind of, because die cutting machines aren't the lightest of things, are they? Fab. There we go. So now we're going to move on to our lovely flowers. Now I really wanted to go for a yellow for this project, but I don't have yellow Altenew colours as of yet, so I'm going to use Mango Melody, Crushed Curry, Daffodil Delight and Pineapple Punch as my yellows. So if you're using Altenew colours as you stamp along with me today, you know, go with what works for you. I've got 4 colours and I'm going from a light to a dark. So that's the kind of rule of thumb. Light to dark. So as we did with the leaves, I'm going to position my flower pieces into their slots. There we go. And we don't have to worry about that now. I'm just going to dab that off so there's no ink. And we're going to start with the first colour. So this is the Pineapple Punch, and it is our first base colour. It's the most vibrant, brightest colour out of the colours I've chosen today. So I just wanted that pop of bright yellow. And hopefully I've set this all up correctly, that we don't have any problems with our stamping. So pop it off, pop it off. So I've got a little bit of an area just there that I want to kind of fill in, and a little bit on that one as well. That is the beauty of you doing a technique like this, is it's all set up and ready, and it's just so fantastic if you do bulk making for like card events or craft fairs. If you like making cards for charity and you just want to kind of bash out 50 of the same card, oh, this is such an amazing way of doing it and getting that kind of precision each time. So that's our first layer, and I'm happy with that. So I'm going to just move my plate. I'm going to pick it up, turn it around, because I've already positioned layer 2 all ready to be done. I've got my Daffodil Delight, which is more of a kind of a darker mustardy yellow. It's not like it's a lovely yellow, but it's not bright like the Pineapple Punch. I'm just going to take that. If you do get ink on your plates or as you're working, it's very unlikely to transfer, but just in case, it's always good to wipe it away. I know what I'm like, I end up putting my hand in it or something. Oh, look at that beauty. You can see it's really starting to build up quite quickly now, and it's lined up lovely. So now we're going to take our next plate. So this will be stamp layer 3. I've got it lined up ready to pop into my folder this way, but I could have done it the other way, but that's just how I'm working. And I've got my next darkest colour, which is Crushed Curry. Yep, Crushed Curry. So this is quite a dark kind of, this is definitely a curry powder, mustardy, really deep kind of colour. I did clean off my stamps from the blue, but they seem to have stained a little bit, but I'm not really that worried about that. Oh, look how beautiful that is looking. Okay, so now on to our last layer. So this is layer 4. So this is the tiny kind of intricate parts, the darker elements of the piece. So I'm just inking those up in Mango Melody. And let's hope that's all lined up lovely. Pop. And there we go. How beautiful are they? So I've just got here some of the new Rare Earth stamping mixed media card. So this is mixed between a stamping card, because it's really lovely and smooth, perfect for stamping, but it's a thicker weight, it's a higher weight, so it is really good for watercolouring. I've not used it before, so we'll see how it goes. I just want to create some lines across some of the piece, just to add some colour. So I'm just going to pick up some colour, add some water, and then I'm just going to swish across. So now this is dry and I'm happy with the way it's come out, I'm going to heat emboss the hello onto it in black. I just want that kind of really strong black colour coming through. So I'm going to use another stamping tool for this to make sure that I get it right. But first of all, I need to just prep my card. And it is always best to use like an embossing buddy or an anti-static bag of some sort, because it really does stop that extra powder getting stuck to a project when you really don't want it there. Okay, so I'm just bringing in my load and fold. This is by Rare Earth, fantastic positioning tool. And I'm just going to use a sticky note, one that's hopefully got some stick, to just hold my paper in place. Now, it's not going down this bottom part, so that's fine. That should keep that in place for now. Now, I've not prepped this stamp, so we'll see how this comes out. Hopefully it should be fine. So the hello is kind of, if I put it like that, it looks funny. So I've got it so it's slightly going up. I want it to be just over a bit of the blue. I'm going to pick the stamp up. And now we can ink up. I'm using the Rare Earth glass embossing ink. Versamark's really good. I do have Versamark next to me, but this is one that I grabbed for first. And to be fair, they're both really good embossing inks. The only really good thing about the Versamark is you can get a ink refill, whereas I can't with the Rare Earth one. But I had it for a show, so, and it is a really good one. I found it to be. So I'm just going over it twice because I want to make sure that I've got a really good coverage of my sticky ink. And because it's in the positioning tool, it's not going to go anywhere, which is just fabulous. Okay, I don't know if you can see it, but I can see a really lovely crisp image that my ink has left. You may not be able to see that on the camera, but it has left a lovely one. I've got a scrap piece of paper because I want to catch my powder so I can pop it back away. And I also have a little paintbrush next to me just in case I get any stray bits that I don't want where they've gone. So with embossing powder, do be generous because you don't ever use that much really, because you tap most of it off and it goes back in the pot. But that's good. Make sure when you're embossing, make sure your heat tool is up to its highest temperature before taking it to your cardstock. Okay, so now we're ready to start adhering all your piece together. So I'm just going to glue my white card with the embossed bit straight onto my card base. Yeah, I think that's about right. So now I've got kind of an idea of where I'm going to be placing my items. I'm just going to pop some of those off. If you're one that will forget, if you're somebody who would forget where you're going to place your elements, take a photo of it first, because then you've always got that reference. So I've popped these up on foam pads, but the leaves I'm going to glue flat. So I've got some of these sequin kind of embellishments. I'm just going to pick out some of the black ones to add onto our project. Here we go. Once you've positioned into a kind of formation that you like, I'm using a fine tip glue just to adhere them. So I'm just going to lift each one up and trying to not move it too much, but I'm not having much luck with them today. And this is a clear dry glue, so it will not be noticeable once it's dry. So here we go, all finished. A little bit of sparkle, lovely vibrant colours. I hope you've enjoyed learning a lovely, quick, fantastic way of doing the layering system. Leave us a comment and let me know what you think. But thanks for watching, guys. This has been Kelly from Crafty Kellys at www.craftykelly.co.uk. Have a great day now. Bye.